and be live with all of my friends out there. I didn't even know that you could do this, that you could do YouTube Live, so I'm really excited about it. And, you know, if there's a disaster halfway through, then there is, because this is the first time I've ever done this. So I'm excited to be here with you guys. So thanks so much for popping in with me. My name is Jackie Alves, and I'm here, of course, in my beautiful makeup studio in Arizona where I live. And oh, hey, everyone. Oh, my gosh, I have a couple people popping already. What's up, everybody? Oh, my goodness. This is super cool. Congratulations on your 12K, Desiree Morales says. Yeah, she just spilled the beans. So we're here celebrating 10,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. And we announced it back, I believe, on Friday. And we're already at over 12,000. And it was just a few days later. So that is so exciting. And I'm just so happy to be here and celebrate with everyone. So, oh my goodness, we have so many people popping on already. Hey, Patty, what's up? And Vice, what's up? Angel, hello, beautiful. Oh, and Tila, I think your name is Tila. It's so good to have you here all the way from South Louisiana. Shoot. Welcome in, my friends. So I'm going to go ahead and get cracking. I could talk all night about how excited I am. This is so stinking cool. But instead of just yapping about how cool something is, I'm actually going to get some makeup on because, like it said in the announcement, I'm actually going to do a little bit of a glam for date night in honor of the big live celebration. And so I'm going to be looking pretty fly for date night. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I hope I said your name, Tila. Thanks for the gift. I appreciate you so much. And Lindy, what's up? She says, Merry Christmas. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm so happy to have all of you here. I could sit and chat all night, but I better start putting a little bit of makeup on. And everybody probably thinks I have a really weird mullet or something going on at this point, but I don't. I'm going to let my hair down later and style it really nice. I'm going to let my hair down. Shoot. All right, so I already, of course, did my skincare. I'm going to hop over into some primer real fast. Now, you guys, I have a all-in-one primer right now that I'm going to use. It's a water-based primer, and I really like that because it'll go with any foundation. You guys just remember, sometimes you have to be careful of that primer selection. Like if you're wondering, why is my foundation separating and all those crazy things, make sure you're using the right type of primer. And if you don't like primer, it's okay. You don't have to follow the rules. You're going to find that my channel is the No Rules channel. Hey, Vice, thanks for the gift. Oh, my goodness. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. Oh, Tila said I said it right. Thank God. And that's a really pretty name, too, by the way. Okay, so now I've got my primer just pressed in. And again, I like that all-in-one primer. It's got kind of a velvety finish to it, and I can use any foundation with it. Well, right now I'm going to use a long wear foundation I don't normally use. I like really lightweight. Usually a dewy finish, but the long wear is going to be helpful tonight because I'm going to go out with Mr. Alves after we get done with the live and probably go hopping around town looking at some Christmas lights and maybe drinking some hot chocolate and maybe getting some smooches. So I need my makeup to last. So I'm going to go right through the middle with this foundation. Now, you guys, this foundation is by Jafra Cosmetics. It's called Always Foundation. I think that is alluding to the fact that it is a long wear foundation. And I'm just getting it right through the middle with a nice fluffy brush. And you can see it looks just a little bit gold on me right now, but that's always because the camera makes foundation look a little more gold than it is anyway. But also look at this chest. And I know if you guys have been watching me for any amount of time at all, you know that I'm always ranting and complaining about menopause. And kind of a hormonal imbalance comes with that. Also, some people just get this red chest. It's actually called something. One of my subscribers actually told me what it is, but it's a long technical name. I can't remember. But yeah, I don't know if you struggle with the red chest, but it can get pretty frustrating. So I do color correct it with just a little bit of foundation. There we go. Let's see what's going on in this chat. I'm so excited. I have so many people hanging out with me right now. Desiree says Merry Christmas, and Texas Believer says Merry Christmas from Texas, y'all. Well, shoot, you better hang around for a little while because I'm going to get my Texas hair on later. I always say, I wish I was Miss Texas so I could just wear my giant old hair. or at least Miss Dallas. Shoot. All right, so I have a kind of nice lightweight layer of my foundation on. And you guys, yeah, so it is going to be date night tonight when I get done here. So I'm going to go meet up with Mr. Alves, hopefully get to see some Christmas lights, and maybe eat some food we shouldn't be eating, maybe have some snacks or something. But I'm excited because usually when I go home at night after being here at the beauty bar all day, I don't look so hot. Like, I have a makeup artist academy here, and we practice on each other a lot. Sometimes I'll go home looking wrecked. Like if a student is practicing on me, maybe that needs more practice. And so if we're trying like a new look or something, or, you know, maybe I'll just wash it all off before I even leave. And honestly, you know, my honey, he doesn't care if I'm wearing makeup or not. He thinks I'm fabulous, even if I have some wrecked makeup look on. But it's not often I get to go home and just look really nice. And so I'm excited to show up looking really good tonight and not just having some nice makeup, but I'm going to be a little on the glam side. I'm even going to have some lashes on. And hopefully that'll get me some extra attention. I don't know. We'll see if he even notices. I don't know if he'll even notice I have lashes on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hop into some contour, you guys. And I hope you notice that I just put a little bit of that foundation on, because even though it's long wear, I don't really want a big full beat, okay? So I want you to keep that in mind. You know, we see that on TikTok, Instagram, all the things. We see that real heavy layered foundation, but I think most of my friends over 50 already know that is not our jam. So I'm gonna go into my Beauty Bar contour palette. And you guys, this is a good basic contour, and it's just powder. And you can use whatever you like for powder contour. There's a couple of really good brands out there that have a good basic, just light brown contour palette. Now, of course, if you're medium to medium deep, go a little bit deeper with that brown shade. But I'm just gonna hit right underneath my cheek right here and just bring it up toward my nose. And almost like a little, I like to say it's like a Nike swoop, just shoo. What happens is you kind of can frame out your cheek a little bit. Now, I know not everybody struggles with this, but as I have aged and lost some weight too, I really lost a lot of volume here. So I want to try to give the illusion of a higher cheekbone and a much more rounded cheek as well, because otherwise I'll really elongate my face. Okay, so I'm going to do it quick. And again, if you guys have been watching me for any amount of time, you've probably seen me contour, you know, every single time. But I just want to point out, it doesn't have to be really, really difficult. So you're going to see I've got the forehead under the cheekbone, and now I'm going to go underneath my jaw. Now, my last video, I really talked about how to sculpt out some jowls. And the next one coming up is going to talk about double chin, how to really contour and shade that. But for right now, I'll just do a really simple, take that contour powder, bring it right under the neck and shade it down. That's going to create the illusion of a stronger jawline, so you can elongate your neck a little bit and create a shadow there. Just think like, you know, 7th grade art class. You know, where the sun is hitting is brighter, and then shadow the rest. Texas Believer says, I'm watching on my laptop and my big screen and liked on both. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Tila said, I did also. I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you. All right, so just a quick contour under here. Now, you know, going and getting to meet Mr. Alves is super cool. And we still really love to do the whole date night thing, you guys, the whole making sure we have time for each other, even though we're empty nesters now. So we have lots of time for each other. Okay, I'm gonna use a pink blush right now. I'm gonna stay a lot on the pink side tonight. So even though it's glam, it's gonna be like a nice, beautiful pink kind of glam. So anyway, we really like to take time for each other. And we've only been married 8 years, you guys, which is quite an incredible feat for me. I had a couple of not so successful marriages before I met my honey, and they didn't make it past 7 years. And so I get teased a lot about a 7-year itch. but I never made it past 7 years. So when Mr. Alves and I hit the 8-year mark, well, when we hit the 7-year mark, I was like, hey, it was bigger than this celebration tonight. It was a big fat celebration. But then when we hit 8 years, I was like, oh my gosh, it's on. And I'm so thankful for him. I get asked a lot how I met him. I met Mr. Alves on Christian Mingle. Yes, on Christian Mingle. I know, sounds weird. All right, I'm gonna get into some eyeshadow. So tonight I'm using the new Jafra eyeshadow palette. This is a limited edition just for holidays, but it's called the Endless Celebration eyeshadow palette. So of course I wanted to use this one because celebrate good times. Yeah, it's a celebration palette and that's what we're doing tonight. So, you know, get your celebration on. Mary, what's up? Love and holiday wishes from Massachusetts. Thanks so much for popping on. Lindy said phone and iPad. Yes, you guys are so cool. And Texas Believer said, I knew there were a lot of smart people here. Oh, Patty, you're so cool. Merry Christmas, everyone, she says. All right, so I'm going to get into my eyeshadow palette. Endless Celebration. All right, guys, you know what? This is on sale the rest of the month, too. If you like this palette, you can grab it. You know what? You can even just go to JackieAlves.com. That's just my basic website. And there's a menu that says visit my shop or my shop or something. That'll take you to some shop links there, too. Because you know what? With a live, I don't know how that works about getting links in there or anything like that. So, all right, I'm going to go right here into this cream colored eyeshadow. Now, it doesn't matter if you have this palette. It's okay. I'm going to show you how to do an eyeshadow technique that doesn't really matter what shades you're using. You could use a cream color, a light green, and a dark green if that's what you wanted to do. But I'm going to stay more on the pink side tonight. And I'm just going to add some of that cream colored eyeshadow right here on my entire eyelid. All right, now I want to use like this real pretty like pinkish mauve shade right here in this upper corner. It has kind of a little bit of a gold shimmer in it, which seems kind of weird, but I'm doing a lot of shimmer, so you'll understand it'll all come together. So I'm going to pop this pink. Let me come closer without knocking over the dang camera. And I'm going to pop it right here. And you can see this is a pretty bright pink, but I'm also going to add some brown into it. And you guys know that I always say trust the process. So please trust me when I say this is going to turn out pretty. All right. And now I'm going to blend it in toward my nose. So see how it's darker out here and then fade toward the nose. Okay. All right. And I'm just going to bring it up really good and high. Remember, I always say if you've got a hooded lid, bring that eyeshadow up higher than you think. Otherwise, it just disappears into your eyelid. When you open up, it's all gone. And you're like, oh, God, I have hooded lids. Why would I bother with eyeshadow? Just bring it up higher. All right. There we go. Hey, you guys, you know what? I'm really serious about, I think I'm going to try to get some contacts. And I'm not sure if I'll be able to use them, but I really would love to not be able to, or not have to slap these suckers on every time. I just want to see a comment. Eyeshadow palette looks pretty, Lindy said. Yeah, it's a really nice one. I'm going to take a look at Jafra after you stream. Yeah, definitely you can go, like I said, you can go to JackieAlves.com. That's just my website where I've got all of my regular information about myself and my makeup artistry, but you can hit in the menu, you can hit shop or my shop, and it will take you to my website where you can actually purchase products. So, you know, you can surf around in there and find all kinds of stuff about me. All right, so I'm going in here with that pink. So, you guys, I told you I've been married for 8 years. And it's been, you know, it's been wonderful. I have a great husband, but, you know, it hasn't been easy. You know, I've heard people say, like, love shouldn't be hard work or marriage shouldn't be such hard work. And that's such baloney. I know that most of you here are my age or even older. So I know you know that anything worth having is going to be hard work, right? It doesn't mean it has to be bad just because it's hard work. Okay, so I brought that pink up nice and bright, and you can see how that pops my blue eyes too. So I really like warm pinks, neutrals, stuff like that. Even purples are nice, but I really like these the best. All right, so I'm gonna go to another shade of eyeshadow. Lindy said, I love your hair color. Thanks so much. Bootsy said, I smashed that button. Yes. Oh, thanks, Vice, for sharing that link. So, Vice shared a little link right there so you guys can click that. I'm gonna go with a smaller brush right now. And this is just a small little eyeshadow brush. It's an e.l.f. brush. And I'm gonna grab that brown. I told you I'm gonna add a little bit of brown, but trust the process, okay? So I just took a tiny bit. I'm gonna come closer again, right here at the lash line. There we go. You can see, I just bring it down almost like eyeliner, but then I start blending it over real gentle. And you guys, if you screw it up, it's okay. It's just eyeshadow. You can wipe it off and start again if you want. But also, trust the process. So, one of my lovely subscribers said to me that I need to get merch that says trust the process. She said I should have coffee cups and hats and all kinds of stuff that says trust the process. And you know what? I think she's right. I'm gonna probably check into that. All right, I'm just taking a little bit more of that pink, my second shade, and using it to kind of blend up that dark brown. So see how I got it to smoke real nice, but I only brought that brown over about halfway. So ladies, let me tell you something why I do this, and I do this for my clients as well, so it's not just about my face, I promise. I've been a makeup artist for 33 years, and I use this technique on so many women. Because if you get that depth out here on the outer corners and leave this inside area lighter and brighter, it's gonna make your eyes appear more open. It's gonna give you some great dramatic depth and elongate your eyes out here. So you guys, that's a really good thing, because as we age, you know, our eyes will begin to close off, whether they're hooded or, you know, I just feel like sometimes we feel tired in our face. So getting those eyes light and bright and open is gonna really be your best bet. So I'm gonna get some more of the brown here and just go in a line like I showed you on the other side, and then just blend it in. Okay, make sure it blends into that crease. There we go. And you can see it's stopping about halfway over, light and bright on the inner corner again. And if you get out of whack out here, don't worry about it, because we're gonna go later with concealer. I always wait on that concealer. And I know that's not usual, right? Like typically what we see on makeup videos is all the cakey concealer underneath first, or, you know, different routines that makeup artists or influencers use. But the deal is, I like to do all this first, and then way later in the game, do some concealer to clean it up. And now if I've had any fallout, I can just clean that all right up. And then my concealer is fresh. It's one of the last things I've done, so it's not getting all creased the whole time. There is a method to my madness, I'm telling you right now. Patty says, I'm now dating a man 6 years younger than me. Girl, we've been together 9 years. Yes, I'm a cougar. Shoot. I need to go back and see if you have videos on how to do your hair. You know, I show I show in a lot of my videos that how I take it out and fluff it up. But if you want to see how I curl it, that's in my members area. And it's only like $2.99 a month. You can get into my members area, and I've shown several hair videos, and we're going to be doing some behind the scenes stuff in there. So that might be a good option for you. All right, now I want to go back to that dark brown eyeshadow, and I'm going to put some underneath. So instead of using eyeliner, I like to use powder. And see, you can get some good drama out of it, but I don't have a harsh eyeliner line under there. I try to keep it really soft underneath my eyes. And just making sure I've got enough on top. All right. It's looking good. I got my crease really kind of accentuated. The illusion of a deeper crease helps with that hooded lid. Now I want to go in with some eyeliner. Now, I could definitely do some liquid, get real fancy, but I am just going to use a pencil eyeliner tonight. You know what? I almost forgot though. One more thing. I want to take some highlight powder, super shiny, sparkly highlighter, and I'm going to use the white one just with my ring finger and do my inner corner real quick. And now I'll take the gold one just to add a little bit of gold on top of it so it's not so stark white. I just feel like the gold by itself isn't quite bright enough. Now, if you have a really deep skin tone, it's going to be really nice and bright on you. Okay, so see how that popped that inner corner even more? I'll do the other side real quick, and just using my ring finger, which is always helpful. The less tools, the better. Okay, now I'll go ahead and go to my eyeliner. Let me grab a magnifying mirror, yes. Now, you guys, if you're like me and you don't see so great anymore, I think it's really important to have several magnifying mirrors, because I don't mean like have a bunch that are the same, but have some that are different strengths. So for example, this one is just if I need to see, kind of. This one is a little bit better, like for eyeliner, and this one is like, you could probably see into my pores, and yeah. That'll help you see into the future. It's pretty strong. So definitely having different strengths is going to be really helpful for you, because sometimes they're too much. So, you know, a little bit sometimes is helpful. I love how you explain application of makeup. Lindy says, thank you so much. I'm really happy you guys are enjoying it. That's awesome. And Mary says, I truly love your blush contour palette. I've been really enjoying it all week. Yeah, Mary picked up one of my Beauty Bar contour palettes I believe last week, and she was so happy to get it. So if there's any Beauty Bar products, for example, my contour palette that you want to get your hands on, just drop me a line over at the JackieAlves.com website, and I can get one popped into the mail to you, because those are something that I send direct from the Beauty Bar, so they're not on my shop site. All right, so I've got that eyeliner. Now check this out. Whatever eyeliner you like, if you like a pencil, a gel, but this is not a liquid, so check this out. I'm gonna go start on the outer corner. And you guys remember, I do the fat triangle technique. So if that doesn't make sense to you, check this out. Okay, see, so it's just like this, like fat, sloppy triangle right here. And now I sharpened it up. All right, see, now it goes all the way to the middle and disappears. And now just real skinny, I'll get it to go across. All right, that way I don't have to have a super steady hand or see really well, because it's like a roll-up gel pencil, and I can kind of scoot it across bit by bit. I'll do the other side real quick. All right, I wonder if anybody's like prepping for tomorrow, like getting stuff thawed out and getting ready to bake. All right, fat triangle coming at you. Now, you guys, if you don't get this super even, if you feel weird about it, like I can't do a wing, you know, I wind up looking like a really angry panda by the time I'm done. Don't worry about it, because you can smudge it with an eyeshadow brush if it's not perfect, and make it look like you did it on purpose. Make it look like you did a smoky wing. But then, you know, once you get your mascara on and get your lips done, it's a whole nother ball game. And look, I just messed that up. I hit a skid. I went on a bump right there and totally messed it up. But you know, it's not gonna matter. Once I get everything on, it's gonna look great. So I am actually gonna take a little smudger brush and soften it. Oh, I almost kicked you all over. You all almost wound up on the floor. I'm so sorry. All right, a little smudge right here takes care of those little speed bumps that I made. All right, I just softened it, and it looks like I did a smoky liner. on purpose. Yeah, on purpose. All right, we're gonna head over into putting a little brow powder on. Mary said she's a light medium with olive tones and the palette works great. Yeah, there's several different choices in that palette. But you know what, if you guys don't get a chance to grab mine, or if you want something that's easy for you to pick up, Bobbi Brown and Smashbox both make a great contour palette, the powder kind. And that is looking gorgeous, Bootsy said. Well, thank you so much. And J-Ro, I know that's not your name, but that's what it says. It says, Merry Christmas, Jackie from Australia. Oh, you know what? Welcome back. I have loved your comments so much. Thank you for always being so kind and supportive. You're amazing. You guys, all of you, like the best comments. I love you so much. All right, so now that I've got that all going on, I think I do want to put a tiny bit of glitter right on my bottom eyelid. So in this palette, there's this glitter that you may be like, oh God, that's so scary, but it doesn't have to be, because I'm gonna do the ring finger again and just smudge it right across, just right in the middle. There we go. And because it's Christmas Eve and we're gonna be driving around looking at lights, probably is why I wanna do this. I don't normally put glitter on, but it's also a celebration. So you guys, really quick, if you're just joining, we are celebrating, yes, 10,000 subscribers, but also I shared in the beginning, we're not celebrating 10,000 subscribers. We're celebrating 12,000 subscribers already since we posted that just a couple days ago. So we're over 12,000 subscribers already. So woohoo! I'm so excited, you guys. And I can't even begin to tell you how much fun it is to like grow this fast. Ever since we just kind of started hitting it with our videos and bringing you some great content, getting really excited about being able to share and teach all of my friends and all my girls out there. It's just been an explosion of excitement and growth. And thank you so much. Thank you, you guys. So, all right, I'm just sharpening back up my eyeliner real quick because I got some glitter on it. Now, glitter can be kind of a pain in the butt, you guys. So if you have a hard time with it, just know you're not alone. It's not the easiest thing. But like I said, I really just wanted to get a little bit over the top because, again, it's a celebration. Okay, I'm gonna use some Cool Brunette brow powder. Now, normally when I do videos, if I'm recording them, I'll hop off camera to do this part because, you know, I just figure like maybe it's not exciting. Maybe you don't have your brows permanent makeup like me. So I usually try to keep everything I do, you know, valuable for everyone. But here I am, live. So I'm doing my brows right now just with some brow powder. Oh, I better get a magnifying mirror. And so this shade is called Cool Brunette. For obvious reasons, because, you know, my hair is mostly a cool brunette. But I am not a cool brunette. I am a really cool gray-haired lady. It's so funny, when I started realizing that I was getting gray hair is back when I used to bleach my hair, just fully bleach. And I did my own roots. And one time, I had let my roots get really long, so it was time to bleach them again. And I noticed this giant hunk of white right here growing out. And I was like, wait a second, I have white hair growing in? Why would I be bleaching my hair white if it's growing out white? So I started transitioning over and I started getting low lights instead and letting that gray grow out. It was quite a process, but it's definitely been one of the best decisions I ever made as far as hair. And I've really liked it ever since. So, all right, just getting a little more brow powder on there. Now, again, I have permanent brows, so it's not hard for me to do this. And I'm so glad I did it. I was scared to death to get permanent brows for a long time. But the girl here where I live, who's a fantastic brow artist, kind of you know, she was really nice and sweet and said, you know, we can do a pre-draw, we'll do a consultation, because I was nervous. So I went for the consultation and just fell in love with her work. She did a great job drawing mine out. And so I was pretty comfortable with it. And I'm so glad I did it. I just feel like it's kind of, okay, like I know this is going to sound dramatic, but I feel like it's changed my life because I don't have to put on a full face of makeup and worry about my eyebrows all the time because I didn't have any before, just these weird little sprigs. And so I look kind of like an alien. And so now I can go fully naked face and feel so much better. How do they do permanent brows? It's like tattooing, Mary. So tattooed brows are usually really harsh. I got what's called a powder brow or an ombre brow, just because it's much softer. Oh, and thanks, J. Rowe told me it's Julie. Thanks for letting me know. And so, yeah, if you're thinking about some permanent brows and you're not sure, just ask around and see if you can find someone who does powder brow technique or ombre brows. And that way it just looks like a little bit of makeup rather than a crazy tattoo on your face. All right, I'm gonna go in and do some mascara. And I'm gonna, of course, use this Royal Luxe mascara because it bends my lashes up pretty good and it's got this wacky wand, which is a silicone wand, you guys. I really like the silicone or rubber wands more than the bristle ones that are kind of like a spoolie. These just get my lashes to kind of stick up so much better. It's almost like the rubber or silicone one grips those lashes. And this is a really, really long wear formula too. Okay, I'm poking my eye out. Well, if I poke this eye out, then I'll only have to worry about getting one contact. And then, you know, go into like pirate makeup tutorials or something with one eye. All right, on the bottom. There we go. I'm gonna do the other eye real quick and then we'll check out some questions. Oh, and you guys, obviously live Q&A, like if something's been on your mind you wanna ask about, go for it. Okay, so again, get all the way to the root and pull to the tip. Don't get in there all crazy as fast as you can and poke yourself in the eye like we always do. We're always in a hurry, but take a minute to just get in there at the root. And I actually had one of my subscribers suggest on another video that you use a waterproof to get your, get at the roots when you're done. That really helps lift them up. I don't know if anybody's ever tried that. I've never tried that before. All right. Now remember, the weirder the face, the better the makeup. We've talked about this. Make a crazy face and your makeup's going to look good. All right, I'm gonna grab my glasses and see what I'm missing. Yeah, I would look pretty rad with an eye patch, Vice. Thanks for that. And, Evelyn said, don't forget to hit the like button. Thanks for the reminder, you guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed, do that too. I need a good makeup mirror, Stephanie says. Any suggestions? And you know what Julie said? Julie said, tried your jowl technique yesterday, hid those babies well. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy to hear that it's working for you. Watch your video with the half wing lash. Could you give us the Amazon info? Yes, absolutely. Just found your channel a few weeks ago. Oh, thank you so much. She said she loves my content and the glasses Heather loves. Okay, you guys, so these half lashes that I use, there's a lot of the other videos that have the actual link because, you know, it's easy to do that when it's a pre-recorded video. But right now, while we're live, I'll just tell you, I get this big fat card on Amazon and you literally just go in the search bar and put clear band half lashes because these have a clear band on them and these will pop up. These are super teeny tiny, you guys. So make sure you're getting the really small ones. And, you know, you can look at them, and they are on a pink card. There's a lot of other ones, and these are bigger, longer, and these looked a little weird last time I wore them. So, you know, get in there and find these really small half lashes. They're easy to find in Amazon, and so are the glasses. So you guys, I get these glasses, most of them, on Amazon. So just put in the search bar, clear readers for women with bling. You'll find so many fun glasses that way, trust me. And I just found you, Jackie, last week. You are hilarious. Love your chats and tips. Thank you so much. Oh, and Lori said, I just found your channel a few weeks ago. I'm so glad you're here. And Tila said, I use them. What's your most memorable makeover on a client? Oh my Lord. So, there's, you know, there's so many. Literally, I've been doing makeup for 33 years, you guys. But, some of them are from earlier, back in the day when we didn't take photos, before social media, and women would cry when I turned them around to see themselves, but then I'd have to fix their makeup. I don't have a lot of photos of them to share, but you can check out on Instagram. On Instagram, I'm The Real Jackie Alves, is how you can find me. And you can see a lot of my makeups there, a lot of stuff that's going on here at the beauty bar and in my professional life. And there's a couple on there that are so good. You guys have to go see. One of them is my friend Candy, and she is African-American, fairly light skinned though. And she like never wears makeup. She loves a nice lipstick, and she recently finally started wearing a little bit of like a BB cream. But I had her in one day, and she even let me put lashes on her, and oh my Lord, you guys, she looked incredible. And I was afraid I was gonna scare her because she doesn't wear makeup. But she was like, I gotta figure out how to wear these lashes every day. And like everybody in our church was like, oh my God, did you see Candy? Because she just doesn't wear makeup, but she looked incredible. And she has actually been wearing makeup. And she even got this palette, you guys, for someone who doesn't wear makeup, and she's been wearing it. It's amazing. She looks so cool. So you should check that out. And then also some of my older ladies who come in, I did somebody for their 90th birthday. That was incredible too. So, I mean, it's super simple to do somebody who's beautiful. I always say, you know, I don't claim to be a makeup artist to the stars. It doesn't matter to me if you can do Jennifer Lopez's makeup. My granddaughters can do her makeup, and they're 5. Well, they're 6 now. But J-Lo is like perfect, so whatever. But if you can take a regular, everyday woman and make her look and feel amazing, that's a claim to fame right there. And that's what I've been doing. Face after face on woman after woman for over 33 years, making them look and feel amazing. That's my claim to fame. All right, you guys, I'll stop blabbering for a minute. I'm gonna go into concealer now. And I'm gonna show you my favorite concealer trick. So this one is liquid. Sometimes I use cream, sometimes I just use foundation. But tonight, you know, we're going in a little bit deeper. We're gonna do a little bit more. And I've got concealer and eye cream together. This is one of my favorite tips. And so I'm gonna grab a concealer brush, this fluffy one. This one is by Real Techniques. It's nice and fluffy. I don't know if it's called a concealer brush, but that's what I use it for. Again, I don't follow the rules. And I don't think you should either. You know, if you want to wear a different kind of makeup or follow a different order, you get it, girl, get it. All right, so I mixed that eye cream and that concealer together, so it's nice and moist now. A little here and here, and on the outer corners. And I'm just gonna sweep it all together. And you can use a shade that matches your foundation exactly if you don't like to be lighter and brighter like I'm doing right now. And I don't always, you know, sometimes I keep it looking a little more natural and bronzy, but you know, it's a special occasion. I'm gonna do all the things. I'm gonna get crazy. All right. So this nice fluffy concealer brush, you can just pat it along. I'll start on the other side. And you guys, if I miss any of your questions or comments, I'll go back. You know that I love to answer them. All right, I'm pulling it up. See, I said go back later and do the concealer because you can. Pull up like that and sharpen that eyeshadow if you got all crazy and out of control, like I do sometimes. Well, like I do most times, whatever. Don't judge me. All right. I think that looks really pretty. I'm going to put a little bit over my lips. Not a big fat of a ton of, you know, foundation or concealer. Just a little bit, because it will help mute out my lip line a little bit, so that when I get to lip liner, it will be a little more bold looking, more contrast. All right, let me check out what's going on real quick. All right. Patty said I have hooded eyes too. Yeah, you know what? It's super common. Hooded lids are so common, you guys. Do you ship to Australia? You know what, Julie? I have never shipped to Australia, but I will investigate that for you. So drop me a line over at JackieAlves.com so that way you can email me and we can communicate a little more personally that way, and I'll see what I can do. I have shipped to Belgium and the Netherlands before, so I certainly think I could do that. Smaller brushes help with the hooded lids. Yes, of course. You know what? Thank you so much for bringing that up. You know what? So I know that I have these huge eyelids. Like, look, from lashes to brows. I mean, literally, like you could land an airplane right there. It's like a football field. But if you have a smaller area, don't think, oh, I can't do what Jackie's doing because my eyes are smaller and more hooded than hers. First of all, look how hooded this is. Second of all, if they're smaller, just use a smaller brush. Like, remember in the beginning, I was like, with this giant brush, this isn't even an eyeshadow brush. I think this is some kind of highlighter brush, but I use it for eyeshadow. Okay, so use same technique, just smaller brushes will get a smaller area, okay? Now, I'm done with my concealer. Check out how great that just went on, so nice. I'll take my blush brush and do a little back blending just to bring it all back together so it's not so stark and white under there. And I didn't put a bunch of blush on here. I was just using what was already on the brush, okay? Now, I'm gonna go back in with my eyeshadow, because now that everything's coming together, I see, oh, I could have actually added just a little bit more. So I'm gonna go back into that pink, that second shade I used, and add a little bit more on the outer corners here. And sometimes I see that, like as I go, I'm like, oh, that could have been much darker. So don't be afraid to go back and add a little bit more if you need to. But that's why I start with such small layers, because it's easier for me to go back and add rather than if I put on a whole big fat layer and then I do look like a crazy panda at the San Diego Zoo. All right. So it kind of like brought in a little more of a fuchsia kind of look with it, which I really like. All right, now we'll do some lips. Patty, it's the humidity we have here. Oh, I see you guys are talking there. Yeah, definitely. Concealer is one of my challenges. You know what? Don't feel bad if concealer is a challenge for you. It is for everyone. And I don't just mean like, oh, you know, women over 50 or mature skin. My daughter's 20 and struggles with concealer. Some of my friends that I go to church with are in their early 20s and they're like all creased right here even, because they put concealer everywhere, but they're like super creased right here. So it's not uncommon, but that's why I mixed that eye cream with my concealer and I did a pretty lightweight layer. Okay, so sometimes you want to put more to cover up dark circles, but you know, weigh that. If it's not super dark, try to do a more sheer layer, okay? Because the more you put, of course, the deeper it will crease. And if a concealer tells you it's crease proof, it's lying. I'm just saying. All right, so let's do some lip liner. Right now I'm going to use this Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk in Fair. So she has like this whole line of Pillow Talk. And you guys, I'm not an influencer or anything for Charlotte Tilbury. I picked this up at Ulta. But I like it because a lot of times I try to get a nude lip liner and it's really orange on me. And I don't really like that. So I'm going to use this one because it stayed almost like a mauve-y nude. I don't know what that means. But anyway, so I'm going to do my Cupid's bow first. And you can see I do several layers, but I go kind of slow. And I, of course, overline my lips. You don't have to if you don't like that, but I do. you know, I was born and raised in Las Vegas and the surrounding areas. So, you know, someone commented one time that I should have been a showgirl. I looked like a showgirl or something. Well, I always wanted to be one, except they work really hard. They're so physically fit. It's crazy. But I do my makeup like a showgirl sometimes. I can't help it. All right. So this is a pretty stay put lip liner, you guys. So putting a couple layers like I do helps it last so much longer. What did I just do, like 8 right there? Okay, so I've got a good layer of that going on. I'm gonna get in with this glossy lip color. This one also is by Jafra Cosmetics from their glossy lipstick collection. And this shade is called Mochi. And it's really nice and moist and tastes like a pina colada. Definitely not fitting with the Christmas theme, but it is what it is. And I'm gonna gloss over the top of that just for a little bit of shimmer. Which, you know, it was glossy already. You don't have to, but this has a tiny bit of glitter in it. This is the Sugar and Spice Lip Plumping Jelly. Lip Plumping Jelly. And now I'm just gonna double check everything, slap on some lashes. So you guys, I'm gonna put on these lashes. These are fairly fluffy and they have a full band all the way across. So they're not my usual half lashes. These have a little more drama. I'm feeling a little more dramatic, obviously. So I already pre-cut these. So I trimmed off the outer corner so that they won't feel like they're poking me on the inside of my eye. It's really important that you cut them down if needed. And probably about 80% of the time, if it's not a half lash, you will need to cut it down. All right, here we go. Haven't tried adding cream yet. Oh, Lindy, you gotta try that. Just a little bit of eye cream with your concealer. It's like one of our best tricks here at the Beauty Bar. My whole team does it. Let's see, what I miss. My eyes are getting bad, so I tend to get heavy-handed. Oh, you know what? That is really common. I see my clients do that a lot. I do a lot of private tutorials here at the Beauty Bar. And so I'll do part of the face and then I give my client the like eyeliner or whatever we were working on and have her try it. And sometimes they are so heavy-handed, but I can tell it's because they can't see very well. All right. So I don't know if this is gonna work because this lash is, something's wrong. All right, let me trim this sucker. There we go. All right, so let me get my magnifying mirror and I'm gonna come really close so you guys can see this. Let that glue get a little tacky. Okay, coming in. So I'm focusing it on the outer corner. And I'm shoving that inner corner down. And I'm gonna go all the way across the band. And I'm just kind of poking at the band. Okay, let's make sure it's actually sticking on there. All right, guys, if you are wanting to wear lashes and you're like so many other women, you're like, I can't do it. I want to wear them so bad. I really, really suggest you get one of those giant cards of those lashes from Amazon. Those suckers are like only $8 for all those sets. And it gives you so many to practice with. So you don't have to be nervous if you're going to ruin them. You could practice all day with like 8 sets and just keep trying and trying. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this lash off. And remember, I said it's already pre-cut, but then I had to go back and cut some more off of this one. Look what a difference this makes, you guys. so, like, so much more depth. And I always say if you have a hooded lid, a lash is such a good idea if you can do it, if you can get away with it and wear a lash, do it, because it's almost like a claw, like it's holding up your eyelid, and it's so helpful. It really changes the whole look, you guys. All right, I'm gonna cut off just a tiny bit just because I did on this other one, and they've got to be about the same size or you'll really feel it. All right, voila. And notice I have to put my glasses on for that part. I can't get away with not putting them on. I have some friends who have said, like, I'm so lazy. Ooh, I took them off. They say, I'm so lazy, like, I don't want to put my glasses on, so I just try. And then they wind up with lash glue all over the whole eyelash. All right, there we go. All right, you guys, you know how I told you that I met Mr. Alves on Christian Mingle? Well, I met him like through the app where we were chatting, and then he met me. I lived about 45 minutes away. He met me in the town I was living in for coffee, and we talked for like an hour and a half. We were all hopped up on coffee, and then we went across the street to Olive Garden and ate like pigs, and we've been together ever since. I could not resist that man. All right, here we go. Okay, see, I'm just pushing it on there. And now, I don't have my super magnifier. This is the medium magnification one. If I use the super one, it'll be too close. Okay, now I'm gonna push it down with my fingers just to make sure it's attached all the way across. It's always the inner corner that gives me a hard time. And everybody, you know what, my whole team here, all these incredible makeup artists I work with, they struggle with that inner corner. Y'all right. Ooh, that looks good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and use some setting spray, which normally I would do that before the lashes because I don't like to really spray a bunch of setting spray in my lashes, but I forgot. I got excited. So I got this new Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I have the Jumbo Spray. And this isn't super great for my skin. I have some setting sprays that are much more gentle that I use on a daily basis, but it's not everyday makeup, and we're gonna go on a date, so I want it to last. All right, don't knock yourself out with your fan like I just almost did. That actually smells really good too. And if you guys can see anything that I missed, let me know. Usually I get my right cheek darker than my left. Okay, now I'm gonna let this wacky hair out. Make sure I got my teeth clean. Always get lipstick all over my crazy teeth. Here we go. So I've had these barrel curls up here in these crazy pins for quite a while. So when you let the curls cool like that, they tend to last a little bit longer. But you know, these were down the whole time because I don't want a lot of volume here because I like the length still on my hair. But I want the volume on top so I can get my Texas hair. And it's probably not gonna be that big today because I did like a conditioning treatment and I could feel it when I was curling it, that it was sad. My hair was sad, kind of heavy. Did I get all of it? I did, okay. So now I'll just separate these suckers out like this. Might need to curl these ends just a little bit more, maybe not. Ooh, yeah. Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna grab some big sexy hairspray. And I'm just looking over here in the big mirror so I can see, because it's big hair, I need a big mirror. All right, come back to you guys so you can see what's going on here. Holy moly. Yes. All right. I have these really cool disco ball-esque hoops. These kind of reminded me a little bit of like Christmas lights for some reason. I guess they could also remind you of Vegas. I don't know, whatever you're in the mood for. But I like those. Oh, and I almost forgot. I got this really cool body glitter. It's by ColourPop. I just got it over at Ulta. I think you could even get it at Target. But it's like a real sticky body glitter. So it won't like sprinkle everywhere, actually stick on your body. So let's see what this looks like. Ooh. Ooh la la. You know what though? I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's so pretty. All right, I'm gonna see if I can do this. So I got a little bit on my ring finger. All right, disco roller skating days. Remember lightning bolt stickers on the cheek? Oh my goodness, I love this. It is so disco and I love it. Makes me want to roller skate and disco at the same time. Roller disco. All right, guys, what do you think? Well, I definitely have to calm it down a little bit on top, but that's okay. I'll get to that later. I think I look pretty celebratory. Oh, I hope you love it as much as I do. Oh, there you can see the sparkles. You guys, this looks so much fun. And you saw it was not that hard. Yes, we took a long time, but it's because we were visiting and gabbing and enjoying our time together and celebrating, again, not just 10,000 subscribers, but 12,000 already. Woohoo! Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. Thank you for subscribing and just being incredible with your beautiful comments and encouragement. You guys have just been like, the reason I do this is because you're just so amazing, beautiful, and enjoy your lighting, watching. Oh, thank you so much. And Vice said, looking absolutely incredible. Thank you. Lindy loved the sparkle. Whoop, whoop. Dila said, you guys are so cool. Thank you so much for being with me tonight. I absolutely love you. I hope that you have an incredible Christmas and really pray that God blesses you immensely. Vice said, thank you for the lovely stream. Thank you for the gift. Thank you so much. You're my favorite, Kat said. Yes. Yeah, and H-E-Z, I don't know what your real name is, says body glitter. Yes, this is by ColourPop, and it was pretty sticky. So I like that, you know, because it's going to stay. It won't sprinkle out everywhere. It'll actually stay on there, and I did put a little on my cheeks. I couldn't resist. I'm just like that. But again, it's by ColourPop. I just picked it up over at Ulta today. Lily's Pad said, Merry Christmas. I'm so glad you were here, friend. And Heather said, have a great night. Merry Christmas, everyone. Love you all so much. God bless you guys. See you next time. Bye, everyone. You guys, this is my first live stream ever, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. I don't know if I just click the X or if I'll ruin everything. So, yeah. I know that my son, the editor, is here. So I'm just going to ask him, do I just click the X?
Yeah, that should be fine.
He says yes. I'm going to click the X. Bye, everyone. Love you.